Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the yearly overview for 2020. So Capricorn, I know that you can't see the full table here, but what I'm going to do is hold up each pair of cards as I read them. So what we've got here is we've got a Rider-Waite tarot card, one for each month of the year, and then we have that clarified by a separate tarot deck, the Star Child tarot deck behind. And we're going to start in January and we're going to move along clockwise to December 2020. So a huge year for you here, Capricorn. We have a lot of major arcana. We have several aces as well. I think this is a very transformative year for you. We do have a couple of towers as well, but every time we have a tower, we see a shift towards something much greater. This is a year of transmuting denser energies out of your life to really start evolving yourself on a vibrational level. So on that note, let's get started with January. And my gosh, Capricorn, 2020 absolutely starts off with a bang for you. Actually got two cards come out. Three major arcana for January. We've got the Magician, the Devil, and the Star. So you are starting off the year in your power, Capricorn, with the Devil being your card. And we have, the Magician here as well. I'm seeing this combination of you starting off in powerful energy, realizing that, you are the creator of your year this year. And, you can make whatever happen that you want. We've got the Star as well. So I feel like this could be a little bit of healing and renewal and regeneration from 2019, because towards the end of that year there was a lot of releasing and letting go, transitioning, because we were closing out a 10-year cycle. So we have the Star here to give you that kind of sense of restoration. And I think if you are taking holidays over that period, it's time for you just to have a bit of time out and rest and really regenerate your energy stores. The Star also, talks about being divinely guided through this next chapter that we're entering into, a brand new decade. So, with that Devil energy, I sense in this reading that it is about you being in your power and being in a powerful place to kick off the new year. But I'm also looking at that tower that's coming in February. So I feel like this is kind of like, it might be a little bit of a warning sign of get yourself ready to, deal with some chaos, some shake-up. Something's going to come to a head in January, and it could link to something that has been, toxic in your life, some kind of codependency situation in a relationship, in work, something that has kept you small, kept you stuck, kept you bound. So I feel like the tower that's coming could relate to that energy as well. But I feel that you are going to be in a powerful place when that tower hits. So I feel like the tower relates to maybe somebody else's tower falling. You're still going to go through it, but I think you're the one that's kind of the one that's going to hold firm. It's you are the tower, and other people around you may fall. Now the Magician is that reminder that you have all the tools that you need to create your best year ever this year. And it's about getting your energy in the right place so that your external world reflects that. Because with the Magician, there's the saying, as above, so below. So it really means that whatever you're experiencing on an internal level, that's how you're going to experience your external world. So we can see that throughout your year, you are constantly shifting that energy and raising your vibration, and then you're going to, experience the satisfaction and contentment that you truly desire in your life. So definitely kicking off with a bang, feeling powerful, getting yourself ready to transmute the first dense energies here in February. So we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Tower. So we have to keep in mind that the Tower is a blessing in disguise, because it's about the universe stepping in to shake things up a little bit, to get you back on your true life path, the life path that serves your highest purpose. So the Tower can be a revelation coming to light, some truth coming to light that, you know, goes deep and kind of changes your future in a way, because you might make a key decision after learning this information. It can be, a relationship dissolving, or, changing your career, that kind of thing, because what it is it's saying that something in your life in February is coming to a head that wasn't a good fit for you, and it wasn't built on a solid foundation in the first place, meaning it might be something that is out of alignment from you, out of alignment with you, but potentially you might have attracted it in when your energy was in a different place. And now that you're moving to a greater place of authenticity, these constructs start to fall away. So it can feel a bit chaotic, but we need to keep in mind that it's here to serve our highest purpose. And a Tower moment, I was going to say about that, sorry, it's gone a bit blank. Yeah, I mean, it's here to, that was what I was going to say, yes. Sorry. So with the Tower, the key is to not rebuild the same tower. So not to hold on to the situation and try and recreate it. Because if we do that, then we find ourselves, 6 months, 12 months down the track in the same position. Because if it started to crumble at one point, if no genuine changes are made, generally it will happen again. So if you do want to try and hold on to the situation and transform it, you need to rebuild a different tower on a completely different foundation, one that's more stable and one that's more aligned with you. And that reminder is definitely here with that Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups is somebody who is deeply in alignment with herself, especially from an emotional perspective. She is, mature, compassionate. She knows when to be an authoritarian because she is in Queen power. And she is someone that can sit right on the shoreline of, the emotions of life and remain stable, unshakable. So I really feel that, through this Tower moment, I think you're going to be in a good place, and it's going to be others that are going to fall around you, because potentially they are the ones that that this Tower really, really relates to. So yeah, the key is to be the Queen of Cups, to kind of be in your emotional center. And, the Queen of Cups holds her emotions in this beautiful crystal cup, and she chooses when she lets them out, when she processes them. She doesn't let her emotions control her. She's not melting down all the time. She's staying in a place where she can make, logical, calculated decisions while she's going through moments like the Tower. So something coming to a head in February, guys. But what we need to keep in mind is that this is where it's heading, to a 9 of Cups reality. Look at this. We've got 9 of Cups and 3 of Cups in March. So it's clear that that Tower is really a gateway to get to another level of emotional fulfillment, contentment, joy, love, harmony. So the 3 of Cups, I think there's going to be cause to celebrate, going through this Tower moment, really allowing it to fall and, not trying to rebuild it. The 3 of Cups is about celebrating with friends and family, experiencing joy. It's also about celebrating the beginnings of success and the beginnings of a new harvest. So I think, this is like a mini beginning of a new chapter here for you. And we see you feeling a lot more content with that 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups, is called the wish fulfillment card. Maybe a great time to do some manifesting in January. That's going to need something to be cleared in order to get to it. And then we see things starting to materialize in the physical realm in March. So, the 9 of Cups is also about feeling proud of your achievements, feeling proud of going through the situation here, and taking a moment to kind of bask in that glory, if you will. This person here has got all his cups on display, and he's sitting on this wooden bench, and he's having a moment to pause and appreciate that, but he's not getting too comfortable because he knows there's another cup to get. There's a 10 of Cups reality that is even greater than this one. So it's about, knowing when to sow, when to reap, when to celebrate, and then when to get out there and manifest more things and plant new seeds. That's what I'm seeing in March, guys. Okay, so April, we have the 10 of crystals and we have the 5 of cups. Yeah, okay, so I feel that in April there might be a little bit of reflecting on the situation from February and maybe kind of grieving a little bit for the past. This person here is firmly fixated on these 3 spilt cups, but this wine has already soaked into the earth and there's no way to get it back into those cups. And by, you know, focusing on what is lost, what is gone, the towers we've had to let fall, we sometimes miss beautiful new opportunities that are right behind us because we're looking back instead of looking forward. And this person here is shrouded in the negativity, in the depression of the situation, and that's holding her stuck, holding her stagnant, holding her in the past and devaluing the future. You know, in April, in April, yeah, you may need to really do some work on releasing that past situation. You know, there is a bridge here across the emotional waters to a beautiful refuge here, but this person's choosing to stay in the past and not make that transition. You know, number 5 is the number of conflict and change. So we see somebody in internal conflict, but we need to transform that energy into the energy of change. That's come out with the 10 of crystals, which is equivalent to the 10 of pentacles. And, you know, we do know that 10 of pentacles can be the abundance card. And it can also be that happy home, stability, solidity kind of card. So a couple of interpretations here. Number 10 obviously is a completion. So we might really need to fully allow the situation to complete if there's any remnants hanging over. And that is the catalyst for being able to change and move on. What it can also mean is that staying in this kind of stuck past position is blocking abundance, is blocking, you know, new beginnings, blocking you moving on to greater stability and getting started out in a new reality, which is going to be greatly abundant for you. So always need to keep looking forward and not look back. Okay, so May, Capricorn. Let's go to May. We've got the Ace of Wands and Perspective, which is the Hanged Man. Yeah, okay, so this really makes sense coming off the last 2 cards. So basically, I feel that, you know, when you were in this energy here, this 5 of Cups, there was a sense of being a little bit stuck or stagnating, and I think that you were kind of waiting for that insight on how to move forward. And here it comes in May. Because, you know, Perspective, which is the Hanged Man card, is about, you know, waiting for enlightenment on how to move forward or proceed with a situation, how to receive again. So the Hanged Man is about, you know, surrendering to what is, seeing the bigger picture, and through seeing the bigger picture, that's when we can have that aha moment, and that's when we see everything for what it is. We have all the facts and all of that. That's when we can move forward. And they also talk about dying the death of the Hanged Man, which is like that traditional grief process. So going through the denial, the bartering, depression, sadness, anger, and finally coming to a place of acceptance, letting that situation completely fall away, seeing the bigger picture, understanding why it needed to happen, why it needed to complete. And when you get to a place of acceptance, again, another energy shift, and new opportunities can come in. Ace of Wands. So through that Hanged Man process, that's when you open yourself to receive the universal gifts again. Now, the Ace of Wands can be about re-establishing your enthusiasm and passion for life again. It can be a passionate new offer, which could be a romantic offer, or, you know, in the realm of business or career, it can be a job offer that's going to, you know, feel like it aligns with your passion and purpose. Either way, it is with the Ace being the first card in the suit of Wands. It's kind of like the pure potential for new beginnings in that realm. And Wands is also about action. So this is you starting to move again, starting to take action. But with any ace, it needs to be constantly nurtured and, you know, watered, more action taken, because then it can start to grow and sprout. And that's when you can fully receive the Ace of Wands to its best capacity. All right, so that's great after the last month. Let's go to June. So in June, yeah, we have strength and we have the Seven of Wands, yeah. So, you know, when we're going through a new beginning and that kind of threshold transition, we know that it's not always easy, and we see a little bit of an internal struggle here. For me, the Seven of Wands can be our inner demons, because we can't see who's holding up these wands. It's almost like they're held up by a phantom. So it's almost like your phantom internal demons sort of coming up to kind of challenge you, and you might have to kind of fight them off. The Seven of Wands is also about, you know, having resilience, being persistent in a situation, really digging deep and invoking your warrior spirit in order to get through what might be a challenging time. But we have that with the Strength card. So it tells me that in June, you'll have the strength and courage to get through any difficult emotions or situations that might arise. And the Strength card also talks about the taming of inner demons. So I do think this is maybe a personal struggle or battle. And it talks about coaxing them back into balance. And when we do that, that's when we unlock infinite potential. So Strength card can talk about meeting emotional situations with its equal opposite. So for example, if you're harboring any anger or resent, especially for what we might have gone through here, then we meet that with compassion and forgiveness. And that's the kind of the medicine or the antidote that kind of transmutes that energy and releases it. So that's what you may be going through in June. Okay, and let's have a look at your July. We have the Four of Wands and the Six of Swords. Yeah, okay. So I think out of that process, we come out of it and need to make some kind of necessary rite of passage. Because the Six of Swords is about moving on. And, you know, swords being the suit of kind of intellect and thoughts, this can be, you know, moving on from a difficult time mentally. There might have even been a little bit of, you know, depression or anxiety. But here is when we move on, and make that commitment to ourselves to move on to happier times. The Six of Swords can talk about, you know, some low-level, you know, amount of sadness and grief and having to make this transition. But through carrying on with as little baggage as possible, that is the key to move into a place that is going to be much calmer, much happier, and much more joyful for you. Because there is the promise of, you know, the more energies we release to getting to happier times, to celebrations, that kind of thing. The Four of Wands also talks about stability, and we have the Four Wands, like the four sides of a square here. So it talks about, you know, moving into a place of greater stability, solidity in your life, maybe even in a place where we can feel like we can celebrate the journey that we've been on. Yeah, I mean, it can talk about, you know, marriage and engagement in as well, maybe attending celebrations with other people and feeling like in a much better place to do so after moving on. Okay, so July, let's just have a look here at July. Oh, okay, Ace of Crystals and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, beautiful. So you actually have 3 aces in this reading, guys. You've got a lot of powerful energies. So here we have another ending, beginning. It's such a theme in your reading this year, and I'm not sure if it's the same situation, or it might be fragments of the same situation, or lots of mini completions. And every completion has something beautiful right behind the door. So the Ten of Wands talks about something that's been weighing quite heavily on your shoulders, some kind of burden, something that's clouding your vision. you know, releasing a situation, could be just finalizing all of this, wrapping everything up. And once you have, you know, released that situation, that's when you can get full clarity. Because as you can see here, this person carrying these 10 wands, they're completely blocking his vision, and he's only sort of getting to and from work and home by, you know, treading that well-worn path, because he's done it 100 times before. But once you'll be able to put down those wands and release that load, you're going to have this great big expansive vision open to you, and you're going to see other paths. You're going to see other paths to new opportunities here. So that's the key. We need to release the burdens, the weights, the extra work, responsibility. Some of you might have been working too hard. We want to let that go, because right behind it is the Ace of Crystals, which is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is about an offer, again, of solidity and stability. So that seems to be a theme in your reading, Capricorn, moving into a greater place of solidity in your life. You know, the Ace of Crystals can be about a financial offer. It can be a new way to make money. It can even be, you know, money coming in, that kind of thing. It's another gift from the universe. And again, you know, the Ace of Pentacles talks about there might be a path to walk to get it. There might be a portal to jump through, a mountain to climb. And I think that is this release that needs to happen. But right behind it is another universal gift for you. Okay, so August. Another Ace of Wands and a Wheel of Fortune. Jeez, guys. Yeah, okay, so another fresh start. It just really wants to come in. I think it's been kind of a bit dependent on a few releases, but in August, the universe says, hey, you know what? This is destined. It's divine timing right now. I can't wait any longer to bring in this new beginning for you. So the Wheel of Fortune talks about the completion of karmic contracts, you know, that life lessons have been learnt from this situation, and now it's time for that wheel to spin. And they say, you know, look at the cards surrounding the Wheel of Fortune to see which direction it spins. Well, Ace of Wands, whole new chapter, rebirth, you know, passion, enthusiasm, you know, passionate new offer, all of those kinds of things. Now, the Wheel of Fortune also is said to have a 10-year energy, and we're in the first year of a new decade here. So I feel like the decisions that you make, the opportunities, people, relationships that you pursue have the potential to really go the distance and really be your next chapter or your next decade. So this is beautiful energy there, very predestined. Okay, so we go to October now. Yeah, October. We have the Tower and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So, yeah, okay. I mean, we've gone through the Tower and what that means. Blessing in disguise, shake things up. And I really feel like that these Towers are really to get you on your best path here. We have the 10 of Pentacles. It can be a completion on the home front, because we see you again walking away from something in November. So it can be a completion on the home front that's required in order to really allow in this fresh new beginning that really is just predestined to come in. There might be just another release that needs to happen. That is the theme of this reading. It's release to gain, release to gain. But by gosh, you know, if you can allow these Towers to fall, Capricorn, the promise is true abundance, you know, happiness, you know, family, pets, home, all the financial resources that you could truly desire. So we need to keep on, you know, keeping that in mind as we transmute these energies. Allow those Towers to fall. Don't rebuild them. Okay, November. King of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Because I feel like whatever was in the situation, you know, previously, there might have been a certain amount of fulfillment in there. I mean, we have 8 cups, cups representing, you know, emotional fulfillment, satisfaction, joy, love, harmony. But there's a key piece missing. So it's like, doing a jigsaw puzzle and getting right down to the end, and there's one or two pieces missing and you can never complete that picture. It's like a non-negotiable fundamental piece missing. So if it's a relationship, it could be that there was a massive value that you didn't share that was really rocking the boat for you, really affecting your level of harmony in the relationship. If this is a work situation for you, then it can be, having everything lined up in the job, but maybe there's no progression or the pay's not right. It's a fundamental piece. And in your gut, tuning into your intuition, I think you've known for a while. And I think it's in November that you finally decide to turn your back on the situation because you want that extra cup and you're going to walk away and seek that. You desire 9 and 10 of Cups realities. And we have that with the King of Cups, who holds that final cup. So this is, the confirmation that by turning your back, you will find that cup. And the King of Cups, like the Queen of Cups that we went through earlier in the year, is about being in that place of unshakable emotional stability, emotional intelligence, while we might be going through, slightly difficult points in life or having to have the strength to walk away from something. Being in that King of Cups energy, mature, compassionate, grounded, stable, while we're making the transitions. Just going to check how much time we've got left on the camera. 2 minutes that we can finish off before it runs out. Okay, December, we have High Priestess and the 7 of Crystals. So for me, Capricorn, in the end of the year, this tells me it's almost like the ... to be continued. It tells me that the outcome of all this will be revealed when the time is right. The High Priestess has been to hell and back, and she, is really about, she sits in that place where she holds the key, she holds the knowledge, the mysteries, and she will release that to you when the time is right. It can be a truth coming to light, but I'm really feeling also that in December you'll be truly called to align with your intuition. And we have that with the 7 of Crystals, and the 7 of Crystals is all about, knowing where to invest your time and energy to reap the greatest rewards in your life. So I think you might be going through a period where you are assessing where you've put your energy to date, and only being willing to invest in the situations that are truly going to satisfy you in the long term. And you might not, you might just be, retrieving your energy from a situation that hasn't worked. And the High Priestess says, in time, very soon, I'll tell you where to put your energy and I will give you that gift, but all will be revealed in the right timing for you. But I also think that in December you'll be feeling deeply intuitive and a lot more aligned because you've gone through a lot this year. You've transmuted a lot of energies. So I feel like your intuition is going to be spot on in December. So Capricorn, that is your reading for 2020. I wish you a great year. It's going to start with a bang. You're going to be in your power. You're going to be ready for the challenges that come in. And yeah, there is some huge energies coming through, lots of beautiful cards as well as some little challenges along the way. So Capricorn, this is a general reading. Remember, it won't go like this for everybody. Keep in mind, oh, sorry, I've already said that bit. Feel free to leave me a comment if you would like to let me know what you think, how it's unfolding, how it starts off for you. And I will see you throughout the year for plenty of weekly and monthly readings.